All right, I'm just going to come right out and say it. Your dream sucks. I said it. There you go. But I'm saying this probably not for what you think. And what I want to do is share a little bit of stuff that I learned this week and something that's really been kind of sitting in my mind for a while that I found to be pretty interesting that I've heard multiple multimillionaires share. And I want to tie it into a little bit of what we can learn from everybody's favorite person right now, Mr. Elon Musk. So, as you know, if you've watched my videos before, I love to consume content. I love to watch videos from, I'll say very successful individuals, creators, online personalities. And something's caught my attention recently that I wanted to share with you guys. It's this idea that they've all been asked, you hear it all the time. If you had the chance, what would you change in your life? What would you do differently? And you always hear the typical things. Oh, I wouldn't have made this mistake. I wouldn't have done this thing. I wouldn't have done that. But the one thing that I've heard recently from a lot of different people is I would have dreamt bigger. My dreams would have been bigger. And that's really been sitting with me for a while, and I wanted to kind of share some of what I've learned over the past couple days even, and some of my own thoughts. And this is what I mean by when I say your dream sucks. Your dream doesn't suck in the fact that it's a bad dream. It's just not big enough. And I want to tie that into a little bit of, controversial or not, but Elon Musk is pretty good in this regard. He dreams probably bigger than anybody else I've ever seen. Now, this is a man who has a mission statement that it is not to go back into space, not to go to Mars, not for him to visit Mars, but for humanity as a whole to live on multiple planets. Mars is just a starting point. If you think about what most of our dreams are, if you talk to most individuals, hey, what's your dream? What if you could do anything, what would you love to do? And I've said this, I would love to go to Italy. I would love to go visit the motherland. That's a dream of mine, right? But now that's me saying I would like to take, a couple hour flight to visit another country that's on the planet that I already exist on. This is a man whose dream is to go to an entirely different planet and take humanity there with him. Now, regardless of what you think about anything going on in the world today, I do want to share some ideals that I've kind of seen from Elon and others as well that have these big dreams, him, Jeff Bezos, that they've been able to take those dreams to another level, more than probably you and I are doing right now. So again, these are some things I've learned over the past couple days even, and I just thought it was worthwhile to share it and put in a video. So there's three big things that I see from Elon and other really big successful people that have this idea of, need to dream bigger or dream as big as you possibly can. The first one is this idea of what you'll hear some people call the 80-20 or 70-30 concept, but it's getting something out now. And I love this about the creator economy. I think everybody that lives online right now, there is something magical that happens there because they're willing to put themselves out there, put a little bit out, hear feedback, iterate, hear feedback, iterate. It's such a fast-paced world today, and the creator economy allows that to happen. The world that we live in online allows that to happen. You can see things happening real time and make these little minute changes. It's not this slow process that takes decades of something to happen. If you think about, hundreds of years ago, books, all handwritten or chiseled into, a piece of stone. Then they were handwritten. Then the printing press came about. And then there was traditional publishing where you'd have to go through, you'd have to shop around your book for months, if not years, to find somebody who would take it now and publish it. Nowadays, you can literally upload a book online and be selling it in minutes. And you know what? If you find a mistake in it, you don't have to go back and scrap hundreds or thousands of books that you just printed. You make an update and you re-upload and call it the second version. This idea of being able to release incrementally, test, and iterate is becoming more and more popular today, and there's a lot of goodness here. And I actually see a lot of bigger companies starting to move in this direction too. It's a little bit risky at times, but there's a goodness here. And this is something that, again, very successful people like Elon and Jeff Bezos have been able to capitalize on. And I bring up Jeff Bezos because there's one quote I keep hearing from him over and over again. It's this idea of decisions. We often think of a decision as a one-way door. Once you walk through it, there's no going back. But in reality, most decisions are two-way doors. You can walk through, kind of test the waters a little bit, and then if it's not the right decision, you go back and make another decision. If you have three doors in front of you, you don't have to pick door A and stick with it forever. A lot of times you can go through door A and say, nope, that's not the right thing, go back and then try door B and then door C. Now, when we have that ability and it comes down to risk, but when you have that ability to say, I have a low risk choice, a low risk decision where I might be able to try something, and if it doesn't work, maybe there's a little bit of loss, maybe you take on some risk, but you can recover from it. Decisions like that you're able to come back from, you have to make quickly. And this is where, again, a lot of smaller companies, and again, the creator economy, I think, is great at this, is able to go and make decisions quickly, and small changes as they go, and iterate and iterate and iterate. It's not an idea of perfection. It's an idea of process and getting things out so you can hear the feedback. Now, there are decisions in life that are one-way doors, that when you step through them, there's no going back. Things like that have to be very data-driven. They need to be informed decisions. But I would challenge you guys out there to think about the decisions in life. How many of them are truly one-way doors? I would say, again, probably 70-30. Probably 70% of the decisions we make are two-way doors that you can recover from, and maybe only 30% are one-way. So that's the first part. The second thing that I kind of gained from a lot of these people who really do dream big is they have unwavering faith in themselves. They believe they are almost fanatical to the idea that they are building. But sometimes you have to be that way. If you watch my video on bad advice, you'll see that there's a lot of people who are going to tell you to not dream the way you dream, not think the way you think, and to more fall in line to, I'll say, the normal of what's out there. You can't do that. If you have big dreams, tremendously large dreams, if you are truly dreaming big, you have to be unwavering in your faith in yourself. And that kind of leads on to the third part too, is when you have that unwavering faith in yourself and where you're trying to go, your mission statement, you need to take that and constantly reinvest in yourself. What I've seen from a lot of very successful people is they had that point where they had a decision make where they said, I could go and sell my company, take what I have, and just be happy and content, or reinvest in myself. And that's the third thing, is make sure you are investing in yourself. Again, Elon's a good example here, where most of his businesses, as he sold them, he has taken profits from one business and invested in the next idea completely. If you kind of read some of his background over the years, he's been at the point where he couldn't pay rent from month to month because he had invested so heavily in the next business, and then pushing through to make sure it was successful, and he was following his mission statement and moving forward. Now, again, I know there's lots of opinions about Elon. Take the man out of it for a second and just think of the journey and the path that he's been on. And other successful individuals as well. They have definitely dreamt big. They've made quick decisions. They've made rapid movements forward and quick accelerations into the future. They have always had unwavering faith in themselves and their dream. And they've always reinvested back in themselves and their business as well to move forward. And I think there's a lot we can learn from that. Now, there's always good and bad to learn from everybody, but if you can learn the best from every individual, you have the ability to grow your dreams bigger and larger than you could ever imagine. And that's the thing I challenge you guys with today. I struggle with this too sometimes, and it's really been sitting, I think, a lot on my mind, which is why I wanted to make a video today and share it, is figure out what your dream is, literally write it down. And then if any of you guys know who Grant Cardone is, he has this mentality of 10x. Go 10x your goal. 10x your dream. Make it bigger. Make it stronger. And work towards that. Because worst case scenario, the saying goes, shoot for the stars. And if you miss, you land in the clouds, or you land up in the moon, whatever the saying is. But if you dream tremendously big and work towards that tremendously big goal, there's no way that you won't be successful. Because somewhere along the way, even if you have failures, even if you don't make it all the way there, even if you only make it to 70% of your goal, it is still a goal that is much, much bigger, a dream that is much bigger than most people in the world today can even think of and even imagine. So I just wanted to share that. It's something that I've just, for some reason, I've heard a lot recently. I don't know if it's just I've been more attuned to it and listening it from people, but I've heard multiple business owners say that was their one thing that they wished, is that they had a good dream, but they wish they dreamt bigger. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Hopefully this will encourage you, and myself too, just by saying it and recording it, to figure out what your dream is, write down your mission statement, go 10x it, dream bigger, and work your ass off towards that goal. Believe in yourself, invest in yourself, make those quick decisions, and go be successful. So thanks, guys. I know this is a little bit more of a rant than my normal videos, but it's something that's really been sitting on my mind recently I wanted to share with you guys. Hopefully you guys find some value in this. I'd love to hear your thoughts below, and we'll talk to you again soon. Later, guys.